Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play. This time around, it is Metal Force for the Hyundai Comboy, which is the South Korean version of the Nintendo Entertainment System. I'm actually playing a game from South Korea, which is really interesting because I know South Korea more for PC games than possibly anything else. I usually don't think of NES or Famicom games when I think of South Korea. I either think of PC games or I think of the Pump It Up series by Andamaro. One of those two things. And if you don't know what Pump It Up is, it's basically Dance Dance Revolution, but you have a center panel that you can step on, and all of the arrows are diagonal. And there's a lot of K-pop. That's it, really. So, Metal Force. Obviously made in South Korea by this developer known as Open. And it is a rather interesting Mega Man-esque style game for the Hyundai Comboy. And I call it the Hyundai Comboy because back in the post-World War II 20th century, Japanese companies could not do business openly under their own names in South Korea because of the history between the two countries. I went into this when I covered the Superboy games. The Sega consoles were all handled by Samsung, while Hyundai handled all of the Nintendo consoles, all the way up until the N64. And much like how there were attempts at original games, I guess, for the Samsung Comboy, or no, the Samsung Game Boy. That was what the Master System was called there. I don't know why I called it the Comboy. No, that's Hyundai. I am under the belief that there were other games made for the NES in South Korea as well, or the Hyundai Comboy as they called it. And this is one of them. And I played through quite a bit of it, and it's not that bad. It's a pretty late one, 1993. But it's pretty serviceable. And I might as well just go ahead and start here just to start mission 1, which is the space colony. So, B attacks, A jumps. That little dome with the spinning chip in it lets you switch between a shot that travels across the screen to a boomerang style shot. Left and right lets you move left and right. Down lets you duck. And select, or rather start, lets you pause. And when you pause, you'll see all these little domes that you'll be able to see in the game. We have 3 1-ups, as you can tell in the center. At the top, you have these little domes with static electricity running through them. Those are weapon upgrades. They make your projectiles faster, more powerful, and more numerous. And below the 1-ups, at the bottom, is a number of continues you have. Those little columns with the gears, I guess that's what they are. They act as continues. If you run out of lives, you can continue if you have a continue. So with that out of the way, Let's go. And that was terrible. And this will help us switch back. Now this thing, I need to wait for it to shoot once I'm close enough to it. And then I can shoot this guy down. And whenever you find a dome with a spinning pill in it, you can collect it for a bunch of health, which is good, because you're going to need health. I fell in the spikes earlier. It did about half a full health bar's worth of damage. Your health is at the top, and anything that is orange is health that you do not have. A full health bar is white. If you lose health, the bars start turning orange. If they're all orange, you are losing life. Also, I want to go up here. Avoid getting shot, too. That would be great. There were flying things down there. We're seeing them again. And those things that were shooting at me earlier, if they're open, you can shoot them down. And by shooting these blocks with the X's, you can get power-ups out of them. We found a dome with the word 1-up in it. That will give us an extra life. So, now we have 4. And we also picked up a weapon upgrade in the upper right-hand corner before we started going to the left to get that 1-up. This platform will fall down when you... Ow. This platform will fall down when you land on it, and it takes us right here. You could go left and then down, but you want to go right as soon as you land, because this will lead to another 1-up. And now you have 5 of them. I like how it just switches to a numerical readout once you get more than 4 of anything. Unless it's a continue. At least they're a little more upfront about stuff. Enemies do have invincibility frames. And you have to wait a while before you can hit them again. That thing is shooting bullets, and I can't believe I let the bullet hit me. The humanoid enemies will either slide, or they will do a flying kick. And if they do a flying kick, they jump up and then make a flying kick to the right. If we go over here, we'll be able to see the health pickup and the weapon change pickup in more detail. So that spinning ship there, let's just switch from the energy waves to the boomerangs. I will stick to the energy waves. Also, unlike in Mega Man, you cannot attack while climbing on ladders. You can climb ladders with up and down, especially if you jump into a ladder. You can climb on the ladder in midair. There's some health there. I may be down only 1 unit, but I still will like to have as much health as I can do for stuff. That thing right there is going to dive at us. And if we're close enough to that blue robot, it will let down his shield just long enough to shoot at us. And you can only shoot it down when the shield is down. Now we want to drop down here. These little UFO-looking platforms will only move if you stand on them, which is a good thing, I guess. And I want to get right here. I want to make sure I jump to the yellow part, because the green part is the background. And I want to get on this platform here. Avoid the spikes. They're not insta-kill, but they can still do a lot of damage. And we just want to walk across these platforms right here. Alright. Now we just need to be ready to duck while shooting at these things to avoid getting shot ourselves. There's some health. And there's another weapon change, but I'd rather stick to the energy waves. Ow. Tried to duck in time. It didn't work. Now it's time to go down even further. And take care of these things and make our way down slowly. Let's go down to the center. Now this thing right here. When it you want to stand around, and when it shoots, you want to wait for the bullets to no longer be in your way before moving to the right. You just want to stand there until that little thing in the ceiling shoots. Then when the bullets are out of the way, you just want to go where you need to go immediately. That's it. That's all you need to do. The tanks take 2 hits. They will change direction every so often if you are near them to try to get rid of you. There's an enemy right to the left. If you kill it, you get a 1-up. Follow the advice from earlier. And we need to do this without getting hurt. Because I am running low on health. Okay, yeah, it's a flying punch and not a flying kick, but it's still something you don't want to deal with. Alright. I want to be very careful here. Because I do not want to get hurt from doing contact damage with enemies. Turn around! Good grief. Well, at least we can get health here. And at least we can shoot through walls. Be sure to avoid that those spikes that are little spike column thing that is moving up and down. By the way, you can't destroy it. All you can do is avoid. And from here, we need to make our way across the floating platforms and then climb up and keep getting stuff. I'm assuming that these static electricity things are giving us more weapon power. Alright, let's carefully jump around to the next power-up. And that is actually continue. We actually have one of these now. So, you only have a numerical layout if you have less than 1 and more than 4. Got it. And let's make our way up here. You actually want to avoid that tank. Finding that tank isn't really going to do you much good. And there's that thing again. Wait for this. And I was right at the end of that thing's... As far as that, I was at the end of where it could go. As far as going to the left could go. With that last one there. Much needed health. I will gladly take it. And if you stay to the left, you'll have more time, maybe, to realize you're above spikes. You're better off taking the platform on the right there, so that way you can just stay there and just let gravity and falling platforms do all the work. Now it's time for this boss, which is a giant mouser. It attacks twice, and after 2 attacks, it dashes. You want to use the platforms to avoid the projectiles that it spits out, and you want to be away from it when it dashes, so that way you don't get charged at and you don't lose a lot of health. And it goes from blue to red to all red as you do more damage. As long as you get the timing on the attacks and you can tell when those things are going to spit, well, when that thing, rather, is going to spit at you, you'll have a good chance of avoiding all the attacks without getting hurt a whole lot. Which is awesome, because you'll probably want that. Matter of fact, you do want that. And when you complete a mission, you'll see how much weapon power you have, how many one-ups you have, and how many continue you have. So that is weapon power. Cool. The game does remind you. And you can actually watch your main character attack, so you can see how your weapon is doing. And you get a little interesting musical ditty that plays briefly. And then you can press B or A to go on to the next mission. Underground. Before we end this episode, let's go ahead and wait for this thing to open its eyes, avoid being shot, and shoot at it. And now we are here in Mission 2. I will be playing one mission per video. And I believe there are 7 missions in all. So this isn't a long game by any means. So join me next time for Mission 2. Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!